Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and back again, like I said I would be, to talk about the Rising Stars event, which is going to be starting at 1 p.m. today. If you are watching this on Saturday morning, which is when I intend to release this video, we're going to be talking about all the math that you need to do to complete this event, so that you can get your US Agent shards and some of the other rewards that are along the way. There are about 35 US Agent shards up for grabs if you need them. That will help bolster you to get you towards that 4-star, if you get a bit unlucky with your Enforcer orbs, which I haven't opened any of mine yet. But the average for that is less than 4-star, so hopefully these other methods of obtaining his shards will help you get there. Now keep in mind, this is not an event for the month-long event. So if you don't want to engage in this, you don't have to. There is a fair bit of blitzing involved, and we're going to cover that here in this video. But if you just don't have the time, or you don't want to bother because it's blitzing and people hate blitzing, then don't feel bad about skipping it. But anyways, I'll be telling you everything that you need to know about how to clear it. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. But before we begin, I do want to start here from the blog post that did bring this up. And the main reason for this is because how they're, in some events, going to use this point limit system. Now, it wasn't revealed to be the case for the Agent Venom event, which is going to be upcoming on Wednesday. That video is going to be on Tuesday. But they are, at least for this event, using some sort of limited and unlimited point structure. Why, I don't know. So I've had to kind of create a new sort of table to use for these sort of systems. And it's basically that you're getting bonus points for doing certain activity, or in this instance, having certain characters unlocked so that you can use them for this, which is interesting. So I'm wondering if down the line they're kind of experimenting with a different structure where maybe they can monetize events more by having you say you get bonus points for having the newer characters. Peggy Carter, Agent Venom, and US Agent. So if you have them unlocked early, then you can get some bonus points towards these events. So it is entirely blitzing. You do get a little bit of bonus points for using Rebirth teams one time. We'll talk about that as well. In terms of what you're getting out of there, like I said earlier on, it's mainly the extra US Agent shards. There's about 35, but there's other stuff in here. So I do want to kind of take a look at sort of what's in the table. There's a few orbs. Instead of fragments, they just kind of show it off as an orb. So training orb, gold orb, training orb, gold orb, training orb, gold orb, training orb, 3, so there's a bunch of them there. And it's mostly orange gear up until here, somewhere down here, when you get to augmented. So about 83,400. But I do want to say that for the most part, I think that these are whalestones. I think it's slowly progressing whalestones, especially from about milestone 27 onwards. So your chances of being able to get additional, good amounts of teal gear is pretty low. But we'll take a look at that, and the Elite 5 at the end is definitely not happening, and all this stuff, but because that's the very end. Now there is a second milestone as well. This involves claiming earning blitz credits. A lot of that you can claim if you save the quick rumble stuff that I mentioned that you should have saved from the gamma quick rumble, which you could have then claimed for this event if you waited. If you didn't, it's not the end of the world, but my calculations do have that inside. Now you do get some gear credits. This one's not as good. There's a lot of catalysts, but it's only if you really need it. Advanced is purple. Superior is orange here, and there is some of the augmented towards the end, so you'll get a little bit of that, and you'll be able to get the Elite 4 if you want to clear this. Keep in mind, though, of course, there is a lot of blitzing. It's just, there's no way around it. But the difference is that what's interesting, at least for the main milestone, it actually says battle in blitz. Now, because the event's not live, I don't have any official confirmation, but to me, battle in blitz means win or lose, because they would have said win in blitz otherwise. So I'm hoping that's the case, because if that is the case, then we can just spam through our blitz rotations and we don't have to pay attention to who we're matching up with, and you can just do that. Now, you will need to win some of it, obviously, because the second milestone requires earning blitz credits, which means you do need to win those. But, for the most part, you can just spit through your blitz rotations as long as you're logging in to do that. So let's jump on over to the math on this one. It's a little bit different, the way that the spreadsheet's going to look like for this one. So this is the Rising Stars event. Of course, it's a 4-day event. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, ending Wednesday. I think it ends Wednesday when the event for Agent Venom starts. So keep that in mind. The total milestone points required for this is 140,000. There is 35 US agent shards up for grabs. I'm going to put that a border. And then the amount of points that you need to get that is 65,100. So it's less than half of the total points. If you see things in light blue, that's basically because they are sort of subtotals that you can kind of look at to add on to the other things. I should have done this as well. So these are all the limited stuff, which is quite interesting. So battling and blitz, you get 50 points, but you also get 25 more points. You'll see that kind of further down here. So you're actually getting 75 points per blitz battle. So hopefully that does not include a win until you get the 48,000, and then it caps out there. If you have US Agent, you get an additional 4K. 4K for Captain Carter, 4K for Agent Venom, 2K for the other two. So that gives you a grand total of 16,000 bonus points if you have the 5 characters unlocked. Now for me, I don't have US Agent because I've been saving my Enforcer orbs. I've not opened them because I'm waiting for the end of the month to do a month-long orb opening. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Personally, I'm just trying to aim for the 65,100 for the US Agent shards. After that, I don't really care too much. This is my personal goal. It's not too difficult to get there, but you will need to do some blitzing. If you do the 48,000 and you add up all of this, you're pretty much there. There are these open battle plan orbs. There is 2 of them for 20,000. I'm not really including this in my calculation because I don't know where they come from. I heard that there's going to be a free claim over the course of the weekend where you might be able to get one of these, but it's, unless I miss something, like I'm not 100% sure where they come from. I read the blog post and I didn't see it within the rewards. It might be an offer thing. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can spend gold because the Peggy Carter event's still going to be running until Wednesday. I'm not sure. So there is additional points if you need to, if they're easy to get. But you know, I've basically just done the calculations for the 48,000 and how you're going to get a little bit further. So that being said, you do get 25 points for blitzing. So you get the 25 points, that's uncapped. But the 50 is capped at 48,000. So up until 48,000, you can earn those 50 points. So basically you have to, and you get 4 points for power cores. So yeah, I wouldn't really use your power cores much beyond what you're normally doing anyways. Just a couple of refreshes that maybe you're doing, you know, through the day. But otherwise, I wouldn't really spend it too much because you're not going to get a lot. So if you're spending 200 power cores every day, for example, you're only getting about 800 points. That's not really a lot compared to blitzing. Like you could, 4 days of that would be 3,200. And honestly, compared to the 25 points that you get for blitzing, it's worth a couple of rotations at maximum. So it's not a big deal. Now, if you want to get that 48,000 though, you just basically take that 48K and you divide it by 50. And that gets you 960 blitz battles. But what's important about that is that you're also getting 960 blitz battles plus 25 or times 25 points. So you're getting the 48K from those 960 blitz battles, but you're also getting a little bit more from the 25 points that you would from the uncapped points. So this is where it complicates a little bit because of the limit section thing here. So if you do those 960 blitz battles, you're actually getting 72,000 points, not the 48, because it's basically the additional points that you would have got from the 25. I'm assuming it works that way because that's what it suggests. Not that you get 50 first and then 25 later. It should be 75 basically until you hit that 48K cap. That brings you to a total of 72,000 just on the blitzing portion, and that does not include the characters. So that's 72,000 plus the 16,000 up to 16,000 that you could get for the characters over here. That would bring you to about 88,000. And what you need for the US agent shards is 65,000. So it's more than enough just based on that. But how do you get to those amount of blitz battles? You know, that's quite a fair bit. And how much do you need to do for that? So we're going to talk about that as well. So that is basically taking 960 blitz battles. Now I'm changing my math a little bit to do rotations of 40 teams. I know there's, I think, 45 teams available now, but this is just to give a little wiggle room for people who don't have every single character unlocked. So you who are a veteran or myself might be able to do a little bit more, but for right now, I'm just calculating at 40 teams. I used to do at 35, but now I'm doing these things with 40. So that's 24 rotations at 40 blitz battles to get you to the 960 battles. That means over 4 days, though, that's 6 rotations a day. That is a lot. For most average players, most people want to do 3 or 4 rotations. 6 is above average because that's 2 away from the maximum per day. So do you want to do that? I don't know. You might, based on the amount of total points, you might not need to do that much. You might only need to do about 4.5 to 5 because, like I said, this is 72k plus up to 16k, 88k. So there's a wiggle room of like 20k here. So 20 to 23k. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to blitz this much to get that 65k, but to maximize the points for the limited time points, that's what you need to do for that. Now, for the Battlefield Ready Web Milestone, which actually isn't super great in the rewards, you know, now that I think about it and when we took a look at it, you know, it's okay. I honestly wouldn't do much more than what you're already doing from the other milestone because I don't think that the rewards are that worth it. There is an Elite 4 orb in here and there's like some augmented catalysts. There's a good chunk of like, you know, orange catalyst and teal catalyst, but like nothing to shout home about. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but here are how you're going to get it anyways. It's a 4-day earn Blitz credit milestone. That's why I said to save the quick rumble stuff. 25k for that. You get on average 15 Blitz credits per win. And so these are what you're going to get from your, oh, you know what? That's actually should be times 4. My bad, because there's only 4 days of this. So it's a little bit less. These are your daily objectives of the Blitz credits. That's 250 that you get every single day. The quick rumble is worth 3,000. The orbs are worth 2160, which you'll get on Sunday, right? Yeah, and then the character blitz on Monday is 2610. So that'll be before this goes away. Gives you a subtotal of 8770. So you'll want to subtract that from the 25k, and you actually only need to farm about 16,000 additional credits from blitzing. But as you can see, as it breaks down here, this is, you need like 1,080 blitz wins. That's 27 blitz rotations, and that's almost 7 blitz rotations per day. Does that sound fun? No. So basically the take home from this is do as much as blitz as you plan on doing for this main milestone, and then take what you get. That's personally what I'm doing. I don't want to go, because it's basically more blitzing for this web milestone than I need to do for the main milestone. And I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. So there's a shit ton of blitzing over the weekend, and I don't think that the events, at least in the web milestone, I don't think this justifies that much of blitzing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I want my US agent shards though, even though for 35, I still will do like 5 blitz rotations a day for that, and I'll take all the other stuff for it. And frankly, there's a lot more better rewards in here, gold orbs and training orbs and things like that along the way, and all these other things are actually better in my opinion than the web version. So I have no problems doing this, but the other one, not so much, because it includes blitz winning, because you need to do that for the actual earning of the blitz credit portion. This one, hopefully, is actually battle and blitzing, not win and blitzing, but we'll find out. If I need to do an update, then I'll probably push that over Discord, so make sure that you're keeping up to date with my Discord channel, which you can find, of course, in every video in the description down below. So that's going to be it for this event video for the Rising Stars event. Hopefully you guys get on and having an awesome weekend. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Cosmic Crucible Season 2, because that's around the corner, and we're going to be showing off what I'm going to be putting up for that. So until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.